What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we have some awesome battles submitted to the channel by member of the community Jinwei Tang v2 with Tapu Fini, Escavalier, and Genesect. So a double bug team back there, and Genesect is going to be having access to the legacy move of Techno Blast, but the electric typing, which is going to be very interesting as they utilize this as the safe swap. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team. Does double bug have what it takes to dominate the Ultra League? Let's go and get right into it. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Tapu Fini on the lead versus Galvantula. Okay, so very tough matchup right away. They're going to go ahead and go into the Genesect right here, get ahead on energy, and in comes a Shadow Politoed. And this is what's beautiful about this particular Genesect safe swap, is that Techno Blast. I mean, come on. We're going to see some booms today as they're going to go ahead and build up a lot of energy and look to go for the first Techno Blast. Now, if you're Shadow Politoed, you might be looking to shield right here, and they do. So that makes a lot of sense. And Politoed is going to be able, I think it might be able to outpace right here to the next charge move. This is going to be close, but they're going to go ahead and shield the Weather Ball and try to race to it. No, the Genesect actually outpaces and is able to get the Techno Blast off. This is going to force shield number 2 now. Okay, sorry, the shield didn't come up. It did, it was just a visual glitch per Go Battle League. But anyways, Weather Ball takes out Genesect, and now it's 1 shield to 0 shields, which is really nice here for Escavalier potentially, right? There could always be a Charizard in the back, as we have Tapu Fini now. And they actually decide to swap into the Galvantula instead of staying in with Politoed, which is a really interesting call, because Escavalier now can safely let this discharge go through and look to go for the Drill Run. This is going to be incredibly close. Actually, they're going to decide to go for Mega Horn here instead. Hopefully this is enough damage. I think it will be. Boom! Down goes the Galvantula. And let's see if that Politoed is going to come in to load up on energy. We don't know what that final Pokemon in the back is, but Politoed does decide to come in. So it's going to be forced to throw a Weather Ball. But now Tapu Fini, if Galvantula was the only hard cover to Tapu Fini, it can definitely sweep this game, as water, it doesn't take too much damage from these Weather Balls, and they likely don't have Earthquake as they're looking to throw right away. If they did, they would have built up to the Earthquake, but they're just going for Weather Balls instead. It's actually going to be a Muck in the back, and a Alolan Muck here, as Moonblast and Surf should be able to take this. They obviously need to watch out for the Sludge Wave that does a ton of super effective damage, and it was the Sludge Wave, so that's a good shield right there. They can go ahead and go for Moonblast, and now it's just a matter of making sure you time the Surf correctly so that you have enough energy here on the back end to beat that Politoed, just in case they actually do have an Earthquake. So they're going to go ahead and go for the Surf now, and this should honestly be good enough. They should be able to get to another Surf in time versus the Politoed to take this game, and I think it's going to be enough damage. Yeah, Politoed no way can get to an Earthquake, so that's going to be a good one. Techno Blast Genesect there on Safe Swap was actually really nice. I know a lot of people prefer the Ice type Techno Blast to help out against Dragons, but the Electric typing there does really well, especially in a meta where we have lots of Water type Pokemon like Jellicent, Walrein, Tapu Fini. Alright, so we got Jellicent here on the lead. Honestly, you kind of got to stay in this matchup and do a lot of neutral damage with Moonblast, because Escavalier is not going to be a hard counter. And sure, you have Techno Blast on the Genesect, but that requires you landing the charge move, and they likely have a counter in the back. So they're going to go ahead and go for Moonblast here. Just do some nice chip damage. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a swap out now. No, we're going to see them decide to stay in, maybe tank one charge move. They're looking to swap. There's the swap. You can see from the taps, if you guys notice where these players tap, you can see them walk it or dance it up to the safe swap. So they do catch the Shadow Ball, and they actually draw out a Shadow Charizard right here, which is obviously extremely deadly, and thankfully Drill Run. Again, in Pokemon Go, everything can do damage, because if it didn't and it was purely resisted, then this game would be very unbalanced. But ultimately, it does get a shield right there. Shadow Charizard is very glassy, so even resisted damage is going to do a lot, and they want to have a lot of energy here as Blast Burn, as you can see against the Tapu Fini now, putting a lot of pressure. But here comes the Surf now to take out the Charizard. Jellicent also out of energy. They decide to double shield the Charizard. This is very interesting. They're looking to fully take down Tapu Fini and throw a charge move now, but this is up to Genesect here. They got to come in and absolutely blast this team. It's going to be a 3v1 right now. Genesect doesn't have the fast move really to fully farm down before Charizard can get to multiple charge moves, so they're going to have to throw it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a swap out here at some point. No, here comes another one. This is unfortunate. This might just be the Blast Burn. Charizard! Yeah. Boom! boom, one-shots the Genesect. And that's what happens. Shadow Charizard, I'm telling you guys, it is so good. With that Wing Attack update, it has become like a premier flyer in Ultra League and Great League. All right, we got a Walrein on the lead, so they're going to go ahead and swap out into Genesect, and in comes another Charizard. So this is what's beautiful here about the Electric Techno Blast, is Charizard may not be prepared for it. They might be expecting the Ice one, and they don't. Boom! See ya, Charizard! You'll love to see it. And now a Tapu Fini comes in. My goodness, Genesect is hard countering this team. It was able to sneak through the Techno Blast against Charizard, and now it can unleash. Oh, and another one lands, and the opponent just decides to leave. Turn up, Genesect. My goodness. I like how we go from one game, Charizard completely sweeps this team because of the alignment and the shields and the energy, and then the next game comes in and just gets blasted. That's what's so much fun about Go Battle League. It's just such an up and down. It's a pure roller coaster. All right, we got Tentacruel here on the lead. Probably the hardest counter to a Tapu Fini, as we see a safe swap now into Trevenant, as they're going to go ahead and build up to Techno Blast and look to go for X Scissor. Again, it could be Ice Techno Blast, which is more, I think, more common, which is definitely going to be potentially forcing shields as the opponent decides to no shield that. That was risky. Genesect now looking to take Switch, as they're going to invest a shield into, unfortunately, a Seed Bomb. But they can really out-spam, I think, right here with X Scissors, and potentially take Switch, especially since the fast move of Fury Cutter is, well, chopping down the tree right here. Trevenant just decides to go down, and this is where things get really spicy, as Genesect now can unleash the boom. Please no shield this. Please no shield this. Yes! Boom! See ya! And oh my goodness, what a turn of events! That went from Tentacruel into Tapu Fini into getting blasted and surrender. What a beautiful game. All right, we got Pidgeot here on the lead. So somewhat of a neutral matchup. The whole team does decent against Pidgeot because they can do that super effective damage with Techno Blast or the neutral damage with counter from the Escavalier. We haven't even seen Escavalier, honestly, recently. It's just this has been a Tapu Fini and Genesect show. But Pidgeot now looking to go for the charge move, and they're going to let this go, calling the bait. And it is actually going to be the Brave Bird. So that's not enough to one-shot, but we do see a swap now into Jellicent. The Genesect now is going to be coming in. Shadow Ball not going to be enough to KO. They could let it go, but ultimately they are deciding to shield, and unfortunately it was just a Surf. So they did get a good shield bait there. Now they're risking going for the X Scissor here, hoping the opponent will shield, and they do. Okay, so Genesect now, that's a good read by the Jellicent, predicting that there could be the Electric Techno Blast, as they're going to go ahead and let the Shadow Ball go through, and now this Genesect here is going to be unleashing the Techno Blast. Let's see if it can one-shot or if it gets 2 shields. Oh, it does get 2 shields. Jellicent. This is another Pokemon that has really risen up in the rankings with the update to Surf. It's still very good with Bubble Beam, extremely good with Bubble Beam, but that Surf really helped it out, and it's a very good Pokemon for the Great and Ultra League. So they're going to go ahead and probably let this charge move go through. Okay, they're going to shield the Surf. They want to get to this Moon Blast, and they do, but unfortunately Escavalier has a very uphill battle. I don't think they're going to win. I'm going to be honest. Oh, there's a Scrafty in the back. Maybe not. They got to go for the Mega Horn here. Oh, this is going to be so close. Foul Play is neutral damage to Escavalier. This is going to be so close. Foul Play. Yeah, I don't think they win. They don't. Yeah, they don't. They have to get to multiple charge moves. So Scrafty is going to be taking that one. So unfortunately right there, it was another situation like we saw with the Shadow Charizard where the shields were put correctly into the right Pokemon. That was a huge threat to them, as we saw with Jellicent right there. So good game. All right, so that means this game we should see a one-shot of a Jellicent, right? All right, we got Shadow Charizard in the lead and a safe swap into Shadow Walrein, so the Escavalier is going to go ahead and come in and lock that down. Now, if you're the Escavalier here, you got to be watching out for the Earthquake, and you need to respect it. It's honestly going to do so much damage. You want to maintain switch advantage, and it was an Earthquake there. So now they might just be able to fully farm down. It's going to be extremely close. They're going to let it go. They're calling the Icicle Spear. I think it was one fast move. Yeah, it is going to be the Icicle Spear. So that's a good Good call right there. Charizard going to go ahead and come back in. And this is where Escavalier can really shine, is it can put pressure on the back end here against Charizard. As you guys are seeing, that's resisted damage, but 3 of them, which Escavalier is going to get to unless Charizard throws the resisted Dragon Claw, is going to be enough to put pressure, and they do get a shield. So Charizard now desperately trying to make something happen as they're going to be forced to potentially shield again. Nope, they decided to let it go as they farm down, but Shadow Charizard is extremely low. And let's see. I haven't seen this video yet. This is a raw look, but if it was a Walrein safe swap, Jellicent in the back, no, Swampert in the back. Okay, so still another water back there. But let's see what this Genesect can do against the Swampert. They're going to decide to go for X Scissors here. Some nice chip damage, but it's going to take a few in order to take down the Swampert. And Hydro Cannon obviously needs to be feared. I can find words this morning. My goodness, Hydro Cannon. Yeah, that's so much damage. Now, it's going to be up to really to Tapu Fini to win this game, and I think that's what they're deciding to do. They're going to go ahead and let these charge moves go through. Come in with that Tapu Fini and basically water gun down. They might just throw a Surf here in order to put shield pressure, because they should be able to, if they can successfully shield the Earthquake, they should be able to farm down with water gun and have a Surf ready to go. So this is the call here. It's a Hydro Cannon. Oh, what a dangerous call. All right. That was risky. They got to shield this one now. Hydro Cannon's going to be enough to KO as they're going to go ahead and water gun down. Charizard in the back as well. Might just be swapping in here. No, it's just going to get hit with the Surf. That's going to be a good game. So Tapu Fini able to take it right there. But the Escavalier, I think, did really well, right? They successfully shielded the Earthquake. They knew that they couldn't get to a second one in time, so no shielded that Icicle Spear, and then had a lot of energy on the back end to get shields. All right, we got Shadow Drapion here on the lead, so they're going to go ahead and swap out into that Genesect to get ahead on energy, as Shadow Drapion can actually do very well against this whole team. Obviously needs to watch out for the Escavalier and its Drill Run and counter damage, but Crunch does so much damage against this team, and Sludge Bomb if they have it for the Tapu Fini. So here comes those X Scissors again. I don't think Genesect is going to be flipping this matchup just because of how low it is, and the opponent does respect the potential Ice Techno Blast as they're now going for another X Scissor and just hoping to get the double shields. Wow, okay. They're going to go ahead and come in with Escavalier, I'm guessing. Let's see. No, they're going to come in with the Tapu Fini. Oh, wow. Risking it all, trusting in Escavalier to potentially win this game. So they're going to go ahead and let these Seed Bombs go through. And that is a lot of damage. They swap to try to catch the Seed Bomb on Escavalier, but Trevenant able to hang on to its energy, and this is where things get very dangerous very quickly. They're going to go ahead and shield that Seed Bomb. It wasn't a Shadow Ball, but this one could be. They're forced now to double shield, and this is where the Trevenant could swap out and save itself for later. The opponent, yeah, there's the swap out as Shadow Drapion's going to go ahead and come in, and they go for the Drill Run here. And this is what's beautiful about Escavaliers. When it has a lot of energy, it can put in some work as, boom, down goes the Drapion. Trevenant has a bit of energy. They got to go for the Mega Horn, and they get it in time. This is going to be enough damage to take out Trevenant. It's all a matter of what that final Pokemon is in the back. It's gonna be a Cresselia. Well, that's looking to be a good game. Mega Horn gonna be coming through right here as the Escavalier can resist everything. Future Sight, Moonblast, Grass Knot. It's good as they go ahead and swap now into Tapu Fini, desperately trying to get to the Moonblast in order to put pressure on the Cresselia. And this is the tough thing that Cresselia now is facing, is it has to throw a charge move versus Tapu Fini, and then it's going to be locked into a CMP tie against the Escavalier, which already has a Mega Horn ready to go. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. A very crucial swap there in what looked to be a positive matchup. Boom! It was a smarter play. It forces all the energy out of Cresselia. All right, good game. Moving to the next one, we got Tapu Fini versus Charizard once again. So let's see what they decide to do. They're going to go ahead and swap out into Greedent, and Escavalier now going to be coming in and locking it down. Greedent, though, very thick, very spammy. Got to watch out for those crunches. They're going to keep adding up here. But this Escavalier, and a defense drop, that is unfortunate. This Escavalier will not be able to fully farm down, so they're going to go ahead and go straight for the Mega Horn here, just trying to sneak through that heavy neutral damage, and they get it. Beautiful. Now, this is the tough situation where they're forced to no-shield, but this crunch is not going to be enough to KO, which means Charizard can come in and load up on quite a bit of energy right here, especially since Wing Attack doesn't do too much damage. If it was Fire Spin Charizard, right, the Escavalier would go down, but I think it's in its favor because Charizard is going to be able to get like 4 Wing Attacks right there, but Escavalier able to hang on and fire off a Drill Run for some nice little chip damage right there as Tapu Fini now and Trevenant swaps in, Genesect swaps in. We got a lot of dancing going on, and they're going to go ahead and go straight X-Scissor in this situation. I think the win con here is not even to fake it, it's to just pure pressure with X-Scissor as fast as possible because you need to get this Trevenant out of there. They're going to be shielding anyways because those shields are not going to go anywhere on Charizard, as they're going to go ahead and stop that Seed Bomb. And this is both Pokemon are just doing the lowest damage move because they just got to chip as much health as possible because Charizard is going to have to land 2 Blast Burns in order to take out the Tapu Fini, which I don't think it's going to be able to do. So let's see if they decide to shield this final one. They are. It is going to be the Shadow Ball, so that's a huge shield right there. Switch Clock coming back up. They got to throw this X-Scissor here, and this is where Charizard could potentially take advantage and swap in, as it does have a shield. Let's see if they get it. No! Trevenant able to get to the Seed Bomb in time, but I think it's now fully... Oh, the Shadow Ball in time. All right. I think it's now fully out of energy where it's going to get Water Gun down, and the opponent does decide to surrender. So good game. All right, moving into the next one. We have Tapu Fini on the lead versus Shadow Walrein. So another kind of tough matchup. They're going to go ahead and swap into the Genesect and get ahead on energy, and the opponent's not swapping out. This is a very unique situation where you might just get away with the early game one-shot because they are not predicting the Electric Techno Blast. But the opponent swaps into a Cresselia, and this loaded Genesect is going to be doing super effective damage with both the fast move and the charge move here, while resisting everything. Genesect is definitely going to have an uphill battle, and they could easily take Switch here if they want to, as they're already basically even on health, and Genesect, or Cresselia is yet to throw a charge move, and they're going to go ahead and let this go. As let's see, it is going to be the Moonblast, not enough to KO. X-Scissor now going to be spamming. My goodness, they're going to be able to get to 3 more potentially right here and still be able to align the Escavalier to the Walrein. X-Scissor gets no shielded. They have the Techno Blast! Come on. Come on. You love to see it. Boom! See ya, Walrein! And that's going to be a good game. Oh my goodness, that was so satisfying. They come in with Tapu Fini now because they just want to put pressure down with Moonblast. Ultimately, the Escavalier has to land a Mega Horn in order to win this game. So they can do that in the one shield as they let the Shadow Ball go through. Interesting that they're not going for Seed Bombs, but they're going to go ahead and go for Surf now. Looking to go for a shield bait against the Trevenant, and they get it. It is beautiful. They're going to go ahead and try to get to a Moonblast, but they're not going to in time. This is perfectly fine. Escavalier now can come in and go for double Mega Horn and close this game. Even a if they get 2 Seed Bomb shield baits on Escavalier, I think it's over. So let's see. They're going to call it. They no-shield the Seed Bomb. That's the play of the game right there. The big cojones on that call, as they're going to go ahead and shield this potential Shadow Ball. It is just going to be all Seed Bombs from this point, let's be honest. As they can now safely go for double Mega Horn because the opponent is not going to be able to get to a Shadow Ball in time. And that is going to be a good game, very well played. But my goodness, the Cresselia swapping in. I'm surprised Trevenant didn't come in, so that might have been a misclick. But the Cresselia coming in, getting flipped, and then having that 1 HP in a Dream Techno Blast against the Shadow Walrein was beautiful as they go ahead and go for the second Mega Horn and win this game. So good battle right there. All right. Is that the final one? I feel like that was the final one. Yeah, it was the final one. So really, really fun team right there. Double Bug. The Techno Blast being the electric typing to add into that added coverage, which is really nice. As we're seeing a shift more towards waters, that being Jellicent, Walrein, Tapu Fini. Very common picks that it can do a lot of damage to, as well as Charizard. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.